welcome on Warriors Fan TV Monday Night Korero. Um, the round three PAC CHAMPS review of last night's game between the Kiwis and Matematonga. Yeah, where to start? I mean, there's heaps to pick out of this. There's heaps to pick out of this. But actually, before we get into it, I just want to say, I hope Ali Katoa is okay and resting up. Um, all the best for the toko and yeah, it was kind of just messed up that he even made it onto the field. That initial head knock during the warm up, you know, and then he gets on and then just gets knocked around and like every time you see him sitting on the sideline or whatever, mind you, even when he was playing, he was still getting into it. He was still doing the mahi. Um, But those times when you saw Ali sitting on the sideline, it was like, bro, he looks fucked. He looks like toast. But anyway, just want to say, I hope the breather's all good. Um, yeah, and it was really cool. Tans posted on our chest base that a couple of Kiwi boys, Chance kind of let it out and just wishing the dog all the best. So yeah, so just want to do that shout out to Ali Katoa and his whānau. Yeah, hope the breathers. Yeah, just hope he's doing all right. But the game at Eden Park. Where did I write those numbers down? Over 38,000. I think it was 38,914 fans attended. Pretty impressive. Heard the commentator say that was the biggest league attendance crowd in New Zealand history, and it's just like, wow, okay. Um, Yeah, so good on them. Good on the fans that the Matema Tonga fans, the Tongan community, around the Motu, around the country, they are simply the best. You know, um, they get behind their boys, they back them up, and they really, all they they really do remind me. They are the Pacifica version of like the English chanting and probably minus the swearing. um, But yeah, just got to give props to they really do lead the way between Aotearoa here and Australia. When it comes to fans just getting stuck in and supporting their team and like they're singing, they're chanting the MMT, MMT, and it was like, bro, that's loud as fuck. Um, Yeah, so hats off to the Tongan peeps. The whānau, they really got stuck in, and it was good, even though they didn't get the results they wanted. Even the post-match interview with Jason Tamalolo, you could as soon as he came on and started talking, the crowds cheering for him and shit. And I thought it was really cool that he talked about the game, but then he mentioned like obviously the Tongan fans within the Kiwi fans. I thought that was cool. Um, I thought that was very cool. Oh, here we go. Let's put you up there, Greg. Kia ora, Greg. Hi, how's it? Enjoyed the games in the weekend? Yeah, absolutely, bro. Just yakking about haven't even tapped into the game yet, haven't kicked off with that. Um, the Jillaroos got up over the Kiwi Ferns 10-4. We play them again this Sunday. They're like the curtain raiser to the Kiwis and Toa Samoa. Um, but yeah, some good games. I I I started watching the second Ashes test. The Poms played heaps better. But the and then and that spectator guy there, pitch invader that had the Kangaroos jersey on and far cracker. And he made it onto the field and and goes to put his arms around Monster and stuff. And yeah, this guy like serial offender, but he always seems to get away with it. So yeah, he must be stacking up those life bands at the different stadiums. But just a crack up, just a crack up. Anyway, yeah, the Kangaroos won, so they've won the series. There's still one more game. Um, that game was far more entertaining than last week's game. But the second Ashes test compared to the Kiwis Matamatonga game, mate, chalk and cheese. The difference between daylight and moonlight. you know, um, the Kiwis game, MMT Kiwis MMT game was far more entertaining, highly entertaining game. Really, really liked it. Just and one of those things I noticed about the Kiwis game was they were like our player of the ball was so much faster than what it has been, and like it just felt like nearly every set of six we were um whoever got tackled, whether it was one of the backs or the forwards, they were just super fast at playing the ball, and it was nice. It was nice to see. Um, Good to see the haka get well received, and the sippy dough, and they yeah, but the I guess the general atmosphere at Mount Smart, yeah, just awesome, just awesome. Um, Cracked me up how the Kiwis. So after the haka, because they always do those kind of like just basic, real quick set of drills, whatever. Ashley Klein's waiting for them. Matama Tonga waiting. The Kiwis are just doing their own thing. I thought that was hilarious because you hear Klein blow the whistle, and the boys are still doing their thing, and then he blows the whistle again, and I was like, "Far good on good on Big Fish for dragging it out." It's like, hey, this is you may have the home crowd advantage, but this is our home. Um, so yeah, so the Kiwis making them crack up. Making them wait. Sorry, making Ashley Kine wait was crack up. Um, but the game itself, highly entertaining game of rugby league. Test match level, the intensity, the speed, the accuracy. Yeah, they and MNT their edges, the amount of times they managed to push us out. Every time we tried to go wide on them, and they were yeah, they were up for it, man. They really were. Um, their opening set, really good set for MMT, and it didn't reflect it in the crowd because I think in their very first set of six, right from the first kickoff, they pretty much went the length of the field, and it's like, ooh, this is going to be one of those games, um, where they keep coming at us. Um, but yeah, the boys were just up for it. They were really up for it. Um, so yeah, but edge defense, like Casey and Matt found out, um, in that first half, they just keep getting bailed to the side and stuff. Um, what else? So I've got all my notes kind of like chronolo- chronologized in chronological order of kind of how I've done my review. Um, but chuck anything else in there, Greg, or anyone else that's tuning in and jumping on, throw some comments in there. That's all good. First half, JT loses the ball in the ref. I think Leota was in that tackle. JT lost that ball, and then the ref said scrum. Um, Kiwi's ball, which was weird because I just thought I was waiting for the ref to say, "Yeah, play the mark." They've been doing that all season in the NRL, and it was like, oh, okay. Yeah, surprisingly, they um, they had to give the ball up and give it to us. Um, Again, their first half when we were hot on attack, and Big Tups, Phoenix gave Big Joe a shocking low pass, but to be fair, he was kind of passing in traffic. There was like two or three Tongan players around him, um, but the pass itself was shocking. They were, but again, the Kiwis were building. They were building nicely. Um, and then just when it looks like Kieran Foran's about to score for the Kiwis, we get pulled up for the forward pass, and I was just like, wow, really, ref? Um, even when they showed the replays, it was kind of like, um, really? Was that forward? I thought it was a line ball at best. and I really wanted to see Korero because he was in the open when he got that last pass. Man, he was gone. There was no one in front of him, and then it was like, all good though. 2 minutes later, uh, Kenny combines with Casey. Casey shoots down the wings. Beautiful, just the way they burnt that edge defense. They finally got through them, and then for Casey to flick it back to Keanu Kenny, uh, and just to see that kid finish it, like like what is he, 20, 21? Keanu Kenny, and it was just like, wow, he was the kid's a freak, and like the way he was popping up in the like taking his hit ups, but like taunting the line, you know, like it was almost like he was trying to dare them to tackle him kind of thing, and he but just wicked pace to and like he wasn't shirking his duties, and actually would like to add to the whole was a stroke of genius from Coach Stacey to that whole chucking Kinney in at fullback and Chance in at centre. Man, I hope Uncle Anaru was watching because Chance didn't go too bad. Yeah, he got skinned twice. He did get fended off, but I thought for the majority of the game he actually he numbered up nicely, and he was getting stuck in, and that was good to see. Um, so yeah, but those two young fellas, for that first try, I was just like, that was poetry in motion, bro. Um, Again, first half, I think we had Matamatonga camped in their 20, and Big Fish was hunting. He was sprinting off our defense line. I was just like, bro, this is why James Fisher Harris is our captain. Just the pressure they were putting on. Um, but yeah, our speed at the play of the ball was outstanding. Both halves actually. Um, Good to see. Good to see us compete like that. Um, and hard to say if it's kind of like was that because for whatever reason, MFT. I don't want to say weren't up for it because um, however their preparation went, they just and they were trying like physically. What I noticed too was like physically the MMT Fords were heaps bigger than our guys. Our forward pack looked quite like Lee, with the exception of Papa Lee, Aaron, Nofahu. They were like our three biggest guys. Oh, sorry, Fish and Fish and Moses, but they but even when you look at those guys that were playing, they the Tongan forward pack still monstered us. Um, yeah, it almost felt like the I guess the fitness side of it kind of caught up on them. Um, and I mean it's the same for the Kiwis. There was heaps of our players that hadn't played that didn't play in the final series. But they were and when Matamatanga got a roll on, they yeah they would they were punching through, bro. They were really punching through. Yes, those guys also they did well. Yeah, absolutely, Greg. Absolutely. Um, they and sorry, I just lost my train of thought. The No, they were the MMT forward pack, especially the forwards. They yeah, physically they had a real presence about them. But they our guys were just absorbing a lot of those. And the gang tackling from the Kiwis was bang on. Really, we were like our player the Bulls, our tackling defense. Yeah, we did get pinged with the six agains and penalties for the holding on or holding down. Um, but generally our defense was holding up, and it was good. It was good to see. Um, Dylan's first try, just pressure and patience. Really, we had them under the pump. They were backpedaling, and like any good half, he just backed himself. Spotted half a gap between two tired forwards and decided to give it a go. Yeah, no, and that was choice actually. Um, Timoko try in the corner, or just out from the corner, was a beautiful setup from Nikora. Britain Nikora, again, like when you look at him compared to some of the when you if you were to stand Britain Nikora beside some of those Tongan forwards, he was probably half their size, but man, that kid's got an engine. And he's always stood up for the Kiwis. You know, when he plays for us. Um, and again, part of me is wondering, is Stace coming in and kind of turning things around slowly? Is he is Stacey Jones getting some really good mileage out of these guys that have been around, and some of the newbies, but more so the guys that have been around? Because Britain Nikora, he's been around for a wee while. Um, but last night's test match was probably one of his best games I've seen him play for a long time. And he generally has a good game anyway, sorry. Um, yeah, but oh yeah, and hearing Sinbin right on half time was like, wow, really? Um, Zach, the bro Zach, uh, he wanted to play for Kiwis, hence why he tried knocking Kato out of the warm up. Oh, that's just rough, my bro. But yeah, even that warm up, when you see the replay and you see how Kato landed, and it's like, bro, is he actually conscious? Is he, because he ain't moving. Um, yeah. And Zach was saying earlier, just the whole, hope the bro's all good. Yeah, hope Ellie's getting the rest and recuperation side of things. Well, probably still in hospital, So yeah, hope the bro's being well taken care of. Um, but the game, I was just kind of rattling through the game, last night's game. Um, yeah, Aaron Clark and Simbin right on halftime was kind of like, wow, really? Because again, like the refs have let that shit slide um, all season, or they might have given a penalty or whatever, but um, Binningham right on halftime, it's like, bro, why didn't you just, yeah. Oh, I don't know. Binningham, and we were just lucky that first 10 minutes of the second half, they yeah, MMT just they were struggling. I was gonna add too, Nafahu White, Aaron Clark and Xavier Willison, bro, they were the perfect interchange for Big Fish, um, Moses Leota and Big Joe, Big Taps. Um, because once those three went off and those other three came on, especially Nafahu White, man, like when he broke the line and got through and like was charging for I so wanted him to score a try, man. Um, yeah, because he was on, bro. But like his hit ups and his defense, Nafahu was just like playing out of his skin, man, and like not that he was being not trying to be all what am I trying to say? He was just dominant. Yeah, he was dominant. He got on with. He knew the assignments. He knew what his assignments were, and he was doing the mahi. He was just a mahi dog all night. Um, but so was Aaron. Like Nafo, Aaron, even Willison. Who else? Papa Lee. When they were doing their hit ups, man, they were making good yards. Um, we were really covering up that MMT defense. They were struggling. And again, as it was like watching it, part of me was like, was that just fatigue? MFT just kind of waiting for their second one to kick in, or what? Because they look like they're really struggling. Um, but yeah, those three, like again, um, Coach Stacy, um, Coach Stace, perfect, perfect, like the timing on the interchange stuff. Because I was watching the game at my bro Cole's, and Kyle and I were talking, and Kyle had said to me, bro, um, the way our interchange are going, would you even need to bring Big Fish and Moses back on, or even Tapani? Because those boys are holding up, bro, and they're actually doing really well. And it's like, yeah, true. Still got one more game. Still got the final to go. Super wrapped we're there. Um, but yeah, those boys like the chemistry we've got at the moment, or the balance we've got at the moment, um, in our backs and our forwards, we haven't had that for a long time. Not in the Kiwis camp. Having that type of talent, having that type of talent available for us, come the test matches, yeah, we just, yeah, we're doing good. We're doing real good at the moment. Greg, that was awesome last night. Yeah, yeah, bro, absolutely. Like I wasn't a big fan for the Sunday afternoons, Sunday evening, but like I've kind of warmed to it. um, it probably ain't ever going to happen again. Well, it won't happen next year because we got the World Cup. Probably maybe the year after. But like a test match at 6 o'clock in the evening, in New Zealand, it's kind of like actually that's a nice time. It's a nice time of the night. Nice way to finish the evening or finish the weekend off, kind of thing. Um, yeah, yeah. But initially I wasn't a fan of it. But that was mainly because like for our for our Pacifica brethren, Sunday's their church day. And like they get these test matches could have easily been on the Friday night or even the Saturday night. And like there's a side of me that feels like the NRL planned it like that because they don't give a fuck. Hey, in a nutshell, it's like the Kangaroos are touring. That's their focus. That's where. And honestly, and this is purely just my own observation, but like I was even comparing like I don't want to say the sponsors markers, but how the league field how the fields are marked out. Like in the Ashes, like they've got this whatever it is in the middle of the field, but it looks like a fucking 7-year-old wrote it. Um, and right at the bottom of it just says Ashes, and it's like wow. Um, People have been building up for this series to return for over 20 years, and that's the best you can do. Um, but then when you flick to the Pan Champ, the last night's game, even like yeah, for maybe because it was at Eden Park, I don't know. Um, but everything just looks so much more professional. And time and effort have really been put into the preparation for the test match. So yeah, yeah. But they Nafo like makes a break, and what I really liked about that play was he makes a break, he gets tackled, he waited for the dummy half. He didn't just get up and play the ball, and it's just like, man, good lad, good lad. He had the presence of mind to wait till they to make sure that there was a dummy half there. Because how many times even the Kangaroos got caught out? Was it last week? Yeah, well, but the amount of times and no doubt you see it in the seasons. Probably not so much the NRL clubs, but I was just wrapped. I was just wrapped there. If I got tackled, went to get up and play the ball, and had a quick look, saw no one there, and just waited that split second, and it's just like, shot, bro, you on, you're on, my friend. Um, Good to see Dimitri get out there for the opposition. Um, he was probably one of their better forwards, actually. To be fair, even though he came on from the bench, and that couple of big hits he done, like Casey McLean breaks the line, ends up on the ground, doesn't realize Dimitrik's behind it. Dimitrik smashes him and he loses the ball. It's like, you sneaky bastard. Um, but because it's Dimitrik, it's like, nah, good on you, bro. Um, but and even his the try he scored, that was a really good try. Um, or actually, yeah, and early in the second half when they I think we bombed and MMT knocked it on, and Dimitri tried to play on, but the ref called it, and or Korofos was kind of nodding at him like, yes, he wait, you're not getting the sneaky on me, mate. That cracked me up because you see it clear as day on that camera. Dimitri's walking back and Kieran's giving him a mouthful. Yeah. Um, but I did like Demetrius try too. That was built purely on pressure. They started getting a roll on. They were catching us off. Our markers were out, and he still had a bit of work to do. You know, but I'm glad Demi scored. Glad Demi scored it and got over the line, kind of thing. Um, yeah, good to see Chance score, and he did play well at centre. He did play well at centre. Whether or not Uncle Honoru is going to be paying attention to that. Um, yeah, it's a but by Chance moving into centre and freeing up that space for well, we managed to keep Casey out there because Ronaldo's gone. Um, but make space for Keanu Kinney. And it's like, bro, you definitely got to have Casey and Keanu in that Kiwi squad moving forward. Because the pair of them, even Matt Timoko had a good game. The amount of hit ups he was doing, and he was taking the pressure. Like and all three of them are running at the Tongan forward pack. So it wasn't that wasn't an easy assignment, but they weren't shirking their duties. They were definitely getting stuck in. Oh, here we go. Let's chuck this up there, eh? Kia ora, Piri. Kia ora, Tonga let me down last night. Oh, were you back in MMT, bruh? Oh, yeah. Oh, you just reminded me, actually. For the predictions predictions from last week. The Kiwis MMT. I went 32-22. Piri went 19-18 Golden Point. Will said 30-12. Greg, 37-23. You're the closest so far, Greg. Kev said 28-20. And Zach, my bro, if he's still there, Zach said 80-0. 80-0. So you got half the score, my bro. Yeah, yeah. So you overshot it, and Greg was out by maybe 3 points. Yeah, yeah. But seeing Chance play at centre, I did like that. If it's just a Kiwi thing, then yeah, okay. But you've got to have Casey McLean out there. You've got to have Keanu Kinney out there, and Matt Timoko, because those boys are our future, really. And that's what I was saying. Sorry, Timoko just got stuck in. He was doing those hard hit ups, those hard yards, and he was making he was all three of them were just being a nuisance. All right, kia ora, Mez, cheer team. What an awesome game the Kiwis displayed. Oh yeah, bro, absolutely. Highly entertaining test match. But like last week's game, MMT and Tour. They and the crazy thing is, like the Kangaroos were playing in England, and those two test matches have been shit house, bro. Um, the crowd were a bit more vocal this time than like last week's crowd were. It was like they were asleep. Um, So yeah, there was a bit more chanting, a bit more singing and stuff. But yeah, no, the test matches here, the PAC champ test matches we've had so far have been really just top quality. Um, Papa Ali second half, coming within millimeters of scoring their try, and then when you see the replays, and it's like, oh my goodness, um, like literally, um, it must have only been like 1 or 2 mil in it, like above the grass, and somehow the ball just doesn't. Yeah, because I thought he'd scored. I thought he'd got there, and it's just like, oh, nice. Um, but when you see that one replay where the ball just there's space between the ball and the ground, but it was minuscule. It was tiny. Um, but again, the pressure we were putting MMT under was mean. Um, Dimitri, when he smoked Kinney, Kinney took that bomb, and Dimitri running full tilt at him and just bro. Um, He smashed him. But, to the young fella's credit, just got up, played the ball, was like shot, bro. But that was a really good hit. That was a really, really good hit. What's that, Miz? Ashes test. What's that? Nobody's watching it. Yeah, well, I did tune in, and for me, I just wanted to see if there'd been how much has changed over 20 years. I'll tell you what, Matamatonga, Tor Samoa, and us would give this Kangaroo squad a good run for their money, bro. The way these boys are playing. Yeah, we thrashed MFT last night, but that'd still give the Kangaroos a good what's up. you know. Um, Wills, is that you, Wills? Sad to say because I love Chance, but if Chris is fit, then CK is out of the team, in my opinion. Yeah, yeah. I love Chance too, my bro. Um, but yeah, a fit Sebastian Chris, yeah, it's that'd be hard to, and I guess that's the curse of like the Kiwis coaches, previous Kiwis coaches, is they're quite loyal when they get their senior, the mix of senior players in there. They're quite senior, they're quite loyal to them. It was weird seeing big Naz on the sideline, um, in training gears. So used to seeing him gear up and get out there and just treat players like Skittles. Just run through them and stuff. But I will say Xavier Willison, yeah, the young fella held his own. Another young fella that's kind of come into camp and is doing a really good job. Doing a really good job. Again, the way of the future. Changing of the guard or whatever. It's just it's just a shame we don't have more test matches, eh? And yeah, and like Big Fish has mentioned it. About bringing back the Anzac Test. Even some of the Aussies are talking about it, and it's like the NRL season is just too long, you know. And Peter Volandis and um, Andrew Edo just don't give a fuck. um, they clearly don't, because if they did, that'd make space for these international windows, test matches. Um, and they'd get behind our Pacific Nation brothers, and sisters, and kind of build it up. Um, yeah, you can say that the PAC champs is, I guess, their way of trying to do that, but I don't know. Maybe I'm reading that wrong. Maybe the NRL are doing going about it the right way. It just doesn't feel like it. They um, this Ashes tour is proof for me that it's like. No, like I'd seen posts a couple of weeks back about there was no consultation with the Pacifica community. The whole what they think, what would kind of work for them. It was just like, no, this is it. This is what's happening. Bring your teams, and it's like, you motherfuckers, right? Mez, our forwards, the engine up the front, are pure strength. Oh yeah, bro, absolutely. We were Yeah, I'd said it earlier. The Tongan four pack were physically bigger, but our guys, and what you're just saying, bro, the engine room, our guys were just, yeah, pure strength. Our endurance really came to the forefront. Pretty, the atmosphere was epic last night. Shiver me timbers, shiver me timbers, listening to all those Tongan fans singing both national anthems, and they're singing right through the game. Bloody beauty. Yeah, yeah. I said it right at the start of the episode, bro. Our Tongan breathers, the MMT fans, the Red Sea, and I called them the Red Army last week, but the Red Sea, they are the Pacifica version of the when the English crowds are doing their singing and chanting and got the band going, and like, yeah, because like back in the day, especially when the Kiwis would tour over in England, and the crowds, those like that was one of those things that would always stick out for me in watching a test match is like the English crowds would just be always chanting and singing and blah blah blah. Man, last night the the Tongan fans are like they're our version. I want to say ours because we all whānau. um, but the way they were singing their hymns and chanting their and like the MMT MMT, and it's just like and the respect at the start with the Sipito and the haka. They were the fans love it. They were just digging it, and like you're saying too, bro, with the national anthems, just singing with gusto and loving it. So it's all good for the game. It's all good for the game. Zach, they can't play the Ashes in England. There's no way they're getting the viewership with the time difference. Plus, the PAC champs have been way more entertaining. Oh yeah, bro, absolutely, absolutely. Um, yeah, yeah. It's like comparing apples and oranges. They the entertainment factor has been A plus on with the PAC champs compared to the if you were to stack the Ashes and the PAC champs together, mate, the Aussies are definitely missing out. Yeah, but for pure entertainment value, yeah, these games, especially between the Kiwis, Samoa, and Matamatonga, just pure entertainment. Um, and like yeah, and then you got the old school fellas that've been around for ages, like what was it? JT bumping off um Koro Koro Foz, and it's just like really, bro, it's a prop running at one of our halfbacks. But he paid for that shit, bro. Right towards the end of the game, Tamalolo paid for that. But yeah, he kind of bumped Foz off. But despite that, Kieran Thorne was still making his tackles. Kieran Thorne was still getting stuck in. Um, and like it's just good to see. It's just good to see that. This is most likely his last campaign. Um, and like rolling into next week's game. What was it? Oh, I'm almost finished my notes. Just before we roll into next week's game, um, Dylan's second try was again just pressure and patience, and like we were just starting to dominate and roll on top of MMT, and for him to score again, um, and even Phoenix's try, Tamati subs on for Koro, and and again just pressure. We were just all over them, and the way Tamati kind of started out from dummy half, dives, dives, and then flicks the ball back to Phoenix, and it's just like, wow, that was freakish, bro. Um, and Phoenix Crossing yeah, he deserved to score. Early in the first half, he did he shot down the sideline, and I'm not even sure why, but it was like fifth and final, and then and died with the ball. I was just like, fuck, bro, I hope you don't do that all game, and he didn't. He did have a couple of darts out from dummy half, but that was by far the worst of them. And all his timing got better actually when he was shooting out. Um, my last point for the test match was when Moses Leota rocked JT, and it was just like the two big boys come together like that. And it was funny too because so Leota got him with his what is that left side, and then Fish came in and finished him off on his right side, And by that stage, Tamalolo was already going down. But when the Bash brothers come together like that, it's like it's just the good old boys, kind of um, making statements, man. And the way that Leota hit him with the shoulder, and then chased him, and then gave him a mouthful. It's just like, yeah, that's why these two are like. That's why they're the Bash brothers. They're these two bulldogs or Rottweilers or whatever you want to call them, and they just get stuck in. Um, yeah, because you never see that happen. Not to Jason Tamalolo. If anything, he's doing it to everyone else. Um, yeah, but it was, and yeah, they did get another try. And good on them because they friggin' needed it. Um, but and I'm not even sure why, but I missed last year's PAC champs. So, but I'd heard that the Kiwis had lost. So I guess for the Kiwi camp there was a bit of redemption in there. Knowing that yeah, they missed out on the final. But to get pipped by Tonga, I think it was like 25-24, whatever. Um, so that's lurking in somewhere in the back of your head, thinking, we definitely got to, if we want to be at the big dance, we got to take care of these guys. Um, what's it, Miz? Ha ha ha, Leota and Tamalolo loved it. Saw the smile on Leota's face. Oh yeah, bro, yeah, bro. But even when you see the replays and stuff, like Moses Leota, he dropped low, man. He dropped real low. Um, and because I saw some comments about that particular hit, and like some people were saying, "Oh yeah, but he was just lucky that Nafa'u was there because he caught him because Jason bumped him off." And I was like, "He didn't bump him off, bro. That was just two beasts coming together." um, and Leota won, you know. So yeah. But but it just cracked me out because when Leota hit him, Tamalolo spun out, and then Big Fish finished him off. It was like, "Fuck these guys." Kevin, kia ora, Kev. Kia ora, bro. My score pick from last week was way off. Your score pick, my bro. Kev, you said 28-20. So you were only 12 points off, my bro. Hey, wasn't that bad. But Greg got the closest. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much a wrap on the Kiwis game. Yeah, Kiwi Ferns went down in a tight one. A lot of one out running. Um, Yeah, and I'm hoping because they're the curtain raisers. The Kiwi Ferns and the Jillaroos are the curtain raiser to the Kiwis and Torso more. Yeah, and like whoever the Kiwi Ferns coach is, hmm, the Jillaroos just look like their fitness was outstanding. But I will say this: when that I don't even know her name, but the girl that was playing second row scored the try. Um, it was just hard case because you see her kind of look like she's starting to run, stops, the defense stops, and then as soon as she hears the ref go play on, she's gone. um, but I really did think that the defense were going to catch her. And then she made it. She made the try line, and it's like fucking good on you, girl. Um, yeah. But up till that, the Jillaroos were just kind of they were all over us. They were all over our girls. They just looked a bit better organized and like their fitness was definitely starting to come through, and we were yeah, it did feel like the tide was turning towards the end of the game, but by that stage it's um they're only hit by six, like a converted try. Um so had our girls managed to score, then yeah, would have been a different outcome. But um keen to see how the girls shape up for this weekend. So the girls play. So those last two games for the PAC champs is this Sunday, Combat Stadium in Sydney, which only houses 30,000 people. And when you think this is a grand final, and it's like, fuck, if you're gonna pick a stadium that small, you might as have played it at Mount Smart. Um, yeah, it's just crazy. Um, mind you, I guess the flip side to that too is then the tour fans, whānau that are in Sydney and Aussie, whatever, gives them the opportunity to kind of make it to the game too. Because I bet my left nut on it. The whole had they had the final here in New Zealand, um, yeah, it would have been a sellout crowd. Would have been massive. Um, yeah. It's just oh well, yeah. It's in Sydney anyway. The Kiwi Ferns and Gillaroos kick off 1:30 in Aussie, so 3:30 over here. And then the Kiwis and Tor Samoa play at 4:05 over there, Aussie, 6:05 over here. So, I think there might be 3 of yous. Oh, Tahi, sure. Kia ora, Tahi. Good to see you, my bro. I was just about to take predictions for this weekend's games. Kiwi Ferns and the Gillaroos, and the Kiwis versus Tor Samoa. So if peeps, if the crew want to, if you're still in the comments section there, fellas, chuck me your score for both the Kiwis and the Kiwi Ferns. And I'll just write everyone's names down. Yes. Kev, Tahe, Greg, if you're still there, my bro. Greg, Zark, who else? Pity. And just while we're waiting for scores, next Monday night will pretty much be the like the last episode for this year. Yeah. So I guess with that said, it's kind of like bring on Christmas, New Year's. Bring on the NRL season for 2026. Oh, we got Tay. Thank you, sir. I'm too busy guest speaking. Ferns 28-24. Sure. To the Ferns. I like it, my bro. The Kiwis 42-18. I like that. Nice, my bro. Sure, Tahi. Wills, sorry I missed you there, bro. I'm pretty sure I was close to my predictions. What were your predictions last week, my bro? Wills, you said 30-12, bro. Actually, yeah. So you were 10 out for the Kiwis and 2 for MFT. No, actually, yeah, no, you went doing not too bad there, bro. Wills, Ferns. Eight six. Oh, that's a low score, my bro. Back in the Ferns. Nice. And Kiwis 30-16. Kiwis. Who else is chucked up? Miz. What'd you say there, Miz? Oh, I don't want to miss these bloody scores. 12-6 to the Ferns. Miz. Nice. Pity. Gillaroos. Oh, chirp. He's the first to fold. Nah. Nah, just kidding, my bro. No, sorry. I didn't see the second part of your score. 24-18. Ferns. Sorry, my bro. I'll take that back. I thought you were going like Gillaroos 18, Ferns, whatever. Sorry, Pity. My bad, bro. Kevin. Oh, sorry. Pity and 32-26. That's a high scoring game. Some good scores in here. That was Pity. Kev, where you at, Kev? What are we saying there, bro? 22-6. Damn. And the Kiwis, 24-12. Sure. Tay, did I get you, Tay? Tay, did you give me your Oh, yeah, 42-18. Nice. Yeah, 42-18. Oh, I've chucked your score in under Greg's name. Whoops. Sorry, my bro. That's not yours. That's not your score, Greg. Where are you, my bro? Zuck. Miz. 2021 tour. Oh, damn. Toy. Chirp. Greg. 28-13 to Australia. Oh, is that the girl? Sorry. Yeah, no, I got you, bro. Greg. Let's chuck you in there, brah. 28-13. Greg, what's your score for the Kiwis, bro? For our men's team, bruh. Um. Oh, Zach. Zach. Oh, chip. So 28-24. Zach. 28-24. Ferns. Hey, Zach, you're back in the fucking tour. God damn, my bro. Might have to cut you out. Nah. Nah. I'm just kidding, my bro. So Greg. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, yeah. Greg, give me a. I'm assuming the Kiwis, Australia, that's for the Ferns and the Jillaroos. What's your score for the boys, bruh? Yeah, I better throw in there too. Before we forget. So, Kiwi Ferns. I'm gonna go. Ferns. Ferns. I'm gonna go 18-12. Ferns. What's that, Tahi? Nice photos of the Wars in the Tongan game. Yeah. Yeah. Heaps of good pics come out of that, bro. Zach having a good laugh. So, these are the scores from top to bottom. So Zach said 24-18 to Tor. It's like a stab to the heart, my bro. And 28-24 to the Ferns. Miz has gone 21-20, golden point. The Tor to take it out. The men's game, and 12-6 to the Ferns. Kev, 24-12 Kiwis, and 22-6 to the Ferns. I like that one. Tahi, 42-18 Kiwis, 28-24 Ferns. Nice. Greg, still waiting for your men's score, bruh. But I said 28-13 to the Ferns. Pity, 32-26 Kiwis, and 24-18 to the Ferns. Wills, 30-16 to the Kiwis, and 8-6 to the Ferns. And I'm going to go, actually, I'm going to go quite a big score. I feel like a big score's coming on. I'm going to go the low averages. I'm going to go 38-20 Kiwis, and 18-12 to the Ferns. Right, what's that, Zach, my bro? I have to back my heritage, bro, but I love my Kiwi brothers. They're my second team always. Oh, sure. No, that's fair enough, Zach. That's fair enough. Right, I've got everyone's predictions. Yeah, prepping for Sunday now. We just gotta wait for Sunday. I said it right at the start of the episode about Ali Katoa, and hopefully the brief is all good. But at the end of the day too, Tosa Mate Matonga can hold their heads up. Um, yeah, it was a bit of a beatdown in the end, but yeah, they'll bounce back. They'll come back. Um, And like as a Kiwis fan, the amount of times where we've had those sort of scorelines scored against us, and like against Kangaroos. Generally, it was always the Kangaroos. Once in a while, it might be the Poms, but so long suffering Kiwis fan that knows what it's like to be um, rock bottom. Yeah, you're getting your ass served to you every time there was a test match, especially against the Kangaroos. Um, so like the Kiwis have definitely turned a corner in the last 10 to I won't say 15, but 10 to 13 years. The Kiwis have definitely their 2008 World Cup. Where we won it, and then we started stringing a lot of wins together, and it was just like, yeah, we haven't had that sort of, yeah, we haven't had that come away for a while. So it's a long time. It's a long time coming. Um, Hence, I've got my all golds jersey on tonight. Um, yeah, just paying homage to the all golds. Um, anyway, the story for another day. That's pretty much us. That's full time for tonight, eh? So thanks for everyone to come in. Oh, there goes Greg. 32-23. Nice, my bro. 32-23. Greg and your odd numbers, my bro. I love it. I fucking love it. Right, Tahi. Let's post that one. Do I put your score up, Greg? There you go. 32-23. Tahi. Hearty deal, totally agree on the beatdown comments. Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. The Kiwis were just fucking the whipping boys for the Kangaroos. But it's like, I don't even know how to explain it, but it's like, I think that's why I've always loved the underdogs, because the Kiwis were always the underdogs, and it's just like, no, these guys, when they come right, and the old time when we did get the unexpected win, it was fucking sweet, bro. Um, well worth those years of suffering. um, but I guess with what Coach Stace is trying to build with the Kiwis now, moving forward, he really looks like he's making a good go of it. Um, he's got ex players around him that love the jersey, and carry their own money, And it's like I'm pretty sure I've seen Nathan Kalis out there with the blue shirt on, and I was like, right, Stacey's gone and recruited all the right guys. Cheer, Kev. Thanks for jumping in, bro. Miz, thanks, Sil. Cheer. Nah, cheer, my bro. All good, braver. Um, yeah, and obviously love the Warriors, but the Kiwis, I was working it out the other week. So, you know, been following the Warriors since '95. Been following the Kiwis since '84. So yeah, the Kiwis have always been my team. Um, I just love them. I just love what they, who they are, what they mean, and and that rugby league has finally got to a stage in New Zealand in Aotearoa that it's kind of been there's a lot more people tuning into it. Awesome show tonight. All good, Greg. Thanks for that, bro. Um, Tahi, Ashes wasn't much of a comp. Oh, Ashes was shit house, bro. I can't wait for the Poms to come down here, bro, because we would thrash them the way we're playing at the moment. Anyway, hope everyone has a good week. Whatever you guys are doing, come the weekend, come Sunday Arvo, wherever you're watching the games, the Kiwi Ferns and the Kiwis. Yeah, I hope we get the double on both. But we'll do, and we will do a review of those two games next Monday night, and potentially that'll be our last Monday night Korero for the year. So yeah, so tune in, and yeah, because I'm actually I've got a bit of an idea I want to run by you fellas in the comments, but I'll save that for next Monday. Save it for next Monday, all right? Um, Go the fucking Kiwis, all right? Up the Kiwis, up the Kiwi Ferns. You fellas have a good weekend, eh? Yeah,